Doma Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, let's talk heavyweights. And we might get to a couple of them, through the course of this video. We'll try to keep it short, but it probably won't happen. It's a lot of information. What we know about a week and a half ago, the undisputed cruiserweight champion, let's say it again, the undisputed cruiserweight champion, Alexander Usyk, the undisputed. You might as well hear it 3 times here because you don't hear it nowhere else in boxing, right? Ain't nowhere else. You might as well hear it here. Undisputed, before we forget how to say it, because ain't nobody else trying to do it. It's only one of them. That's Alexander Usyk, cruiserweight division. About to move up to the heavyweight division. Wants to make some noise. So he was talking about a week and a half ago, his team at least, saying, hey, a couple of people don't even want to fight with Alexander Usyk. Right? We done got with, Joseph Parker's team. And we about to get with Ortiz. Right? And he said somebody else besides Joseph Parker and somebody else didn't want it. Right? And he said we about to, we think about fighting Ortiz. So Joseph Parker and the team came back the day after. David Higgins came back the day after, said we ain't heard nothing from them. Right? I don't know about all that, but we ain't heard nothing from them. So that's how that was. I just didn't want to do a video about it because, I do a lot of videos. Y'all know I roll with Joe. So I didn't want to just do a video that, Joe went to the liquor store video. You know what I mean? Not everything. Cause I knew, the story was going to come up. Now it's time to talk about it. So Joe and them said they ain't heard nothing. So, Jay Jimenez, the manager from Louisville, King Kong Ortiz, has, echoed that sentiment. This is about a week later, talking about we ain't heard nothing either. But, he went further. But if you don't do the holla, we'll fight with him any day of the week. All right, that's how David Ortiz rolled. We'll fight with him any day of the week. And he said, something too? I've noticed everyone uses Ortiz's name, as hype. And then they disappear. Isn't that so? Boom. Isn't it? That's what they do. Ain't nobody trying to get with Ortiz for real. Joshua just whispered his name about two weeks ago. And I heard somebody, I don't know where this is, but Ortiz already answered that, by the way. He already answered that too. I just heard it one somewhere. And I don't really know exactly where, so I'm not going to really quote nobody. But I already know Ortiz. I told you Ortiz was going to say something. But for some reason, it's not mainstream news or big news where I can find out. Y'all know I don't be going on people's Instagrams and Twitter and all that stuff. So somebody can tell me, well, Ortiz already answered that. Don't even whisper his name. I told you it's the Candy Man. Don't whisper that man's name. So basically, Usyk, if you want to get froggy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. Joseph Parker's team that said you didn't get with them. They didn't say we'll fight you, any day of the week. That's what Ortiz is about. And that don't matter who called him out. Y'all know what happened to Dillian White when he tried it. Right? He showed up. Dillian White backed out of it and fought Cherry Chisora, probably gave him 50%. Who knows what, but he fought Chisora, definitely. Right? That's how that is when you're rolling with Ortiz. So that brings me to the other thing. The freeze of Ortiz. Right? It's continuing. The freeze of Ortiz is continuing. Ain't nobody mentioning his name. People need fights. Joshua talking about April 13th. Seeing a bit, an article, he's talking about, well, matter of fact, Tyson Fury could probably be quicker than Deontay Wilder because, bam, like I said before, Eddie Hearn's telling you they've been sending them emails and Deontay Wilder's team is not answering anything. Told you. They're not. That's over. You're not going to be talking to Deontay Wilder's team after he's, dealt with them before. This fight could have happened last year in September. Didn't. And then everyone knows why. Everyone knows why. Tyson Fury can get a moral victory over Deontay Wilder by tying him in a fight. Then Deontay Wilder definitely gonna get a moral victory for offering this man $50 million to come and he didn't fight. So both people know the information, and that's what the people are deciding. So there's a moral victory there. Deontay Wilder does not have to talk to these guys until they say what I said, 50%, or let's get the fight on. Right? They say something like that, then they might dance. Other than that, it's not going because his fight grows just as much as yours, as your biggest fight, his fight with Tyson Fury. So there you have it. The same thing for Tyson Fury. So I don't know how easy it's going to be to get a fight with Tyson Fury either. But at the end of the day, and then he said, well, him and Dillian White. Then you hear Jarrell Miller. But you don't hear Ortiz. Like Ortiz can't help fill up Wembley Stadium. Let me tell you something. When people are dangerous, People just don't tell you. But when they're dangerous, people show up. And people know Ortiz is dangerous. Right? When people are dangerous, people show up. It happens in boxing. They say all this stuff. Hey, man, he ain't this, he ain't this. But, oh, he fighting Ortiz? Ooh, man, let me see that. And the same thing for Dillian White. If he would have fought Ortiz instead of Chisora, we wouldn't have no conversation about it. People would be telling, if he beat Ortiz, England would have told Joshua to fight him. And it would have been a huge fight. If Jarrell Miller did the same thing, if Kubrat Pulev did the same thing, it is what it is. Right? That's why the freeze of Ortiz, please. Get over it, man. Somebody fight the man, right? Somebody fight the man. But at the end of the day, let me make this clear. Usyk's team sent something out, talking about Joseph Parker. Hey, Joseph Parker said, what? I ain't heard nothing. Then Ortiz is like, I definitely ain't heard nothing. But matter of fact, while you talking, we'll fight you any day of the week. Put something on top of it. And then it sound like Louis, the real King Kong Ortiz, or like we like to call him here, the Candy Man. Just say his name once. That's the only difference. You ain't got to say it 3 times. Bam. Dome Sports Talk. Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.